Hello everyone, it is Tree from Lost Time Toys, and today we are going to be discussing updates on my Rose-Petal Place collection, and we're going to start with talking about four porcelain ceramic figures that I've acquired, and the first is Elmer the tree. So if you can look at how detailed and beautifully colored this ceramic is, the bottom of this ceramic figure reads 1983 David Kirshner Productions, produced by Royal Orleans. I think these were made in China. This is Elmer. I actually have a copy of one of the books here, so I can read a description of Elmer. Let me read you the description. So I'm reading off of the front page here that has a description of all of the characters. And this is cool. Like, they have this in all of the picture books. So as we look at Elmer, okay. I'm Elmer the elm tree, and I know everything there is to know about this beautiful garden because I keep it all recorded in my diary. A little Harriet the spy he is. He records everything. Historian, tea giver, gossiper, general narrator. Elmer the tree knows all. Let me introduce you to this delightful group of characters who have made Rose-Petal Place their home. So, again, really lovely detail in the back, all of the ridging, the leaves, the coloration, and then you can see all of the striations on the bark. In the front, he's holding a book, and there's different textures in the front, these brown sort of like coloration on his leaves, thick eyebrows, joyful face, and we have this must be his diary, and a little tiny blue jay bird is nesting in his hair. And I love how he's just sitting here on the grass, parked. In a lot of the iconography, he's pretty much central to the background because all of Rose-Petal Place centers around his storytelling. So that is Elmer the tree. I got this on eBay. I think he was around $30 US. You can probably find them for cheaper, but I've only seen one listing for him on eBay in the past year, and I started collecting these 2 weeks ago. So I have Elmer. So let's look at the next character. Next character we have is Tumbles the hedgehog. So this one came in a lot with Elmer the elm tree. So each were $30. Then there's tax and shipping, but I thought it was a pretty good overall price. This one has a little bit of chipping over the years. I see a lot of chipping here because this is kind of jutting out the accordion. So let me read Tumbles the hedgehog's description. Tumbles the hedgehog is a happy-go-lucky fellow who is always full of fun and laughs. The girls love to have Tumbles around, even if he does trip and stumble a lot. He's a clumsy little guy. So this is the ceramic porcelain of Tumbles the hedgehog. You can see he has this nice beige orange color fur and very, very detailed here. And then, of course, the back reads the same. Oh, it's actually made in Taiwan, not China, my bad. But it still says that David Kirshner Productions, Royal Orleans is the producer and is the manufacturer of these figures. And then he is like seated on a sort of a grassy meadow, and he's holding this terracotta colored accordion. These little tiny peach and brown feet. Very cute face. He is a hedgehog after all. So that's the second figure in Rose-Petal Place that I got. So I'll show you a total of 4 today. Okay. So, oh my gosh, look at how cute this is. I'm obsessed with this. This is my favorite of all the ceramics, I think. So this is Seymour J. Snailsworth, and his description reads from the book. Seymour J. Snailsworth is a snail of great wisdom. He's learned, a scholar. Look at those like glasses. He is Ivy League educated, I want to say. I just made that up. He carries his unique and elegant home on his back. So interesting. So I just connected this. So in the TV special, which Ela and I greatly discussed, we see that his like house is this like snail shaped, right? The snail shell shaped. So are we to believe that that is his home? And if it's home, the proportions of how he's able to fit inside here doesn't make sense. But that's what the description reads. Let's see what else he say. He can always be called upon for a word or two of advice. So he is the Carrie Bradshaw of the group. He is always there to make pivotal decisions, help you do a pros and cons list. But he too carries this book. But I think he's just like a reader. He has like a book club probably. I love, love, love the colors. So on Seymour, he's this bright green, which extends to his hands. He has this very grandpa Ralph Lauren chic cardigan. It's like a dark hunter green cardigan with S embroidered on the front, and these like dark chestnut color buttons, and this beautiful shell, which is apparently his home. So that's Seymour. Love the glasses. He's just like looking at you like, you said what? You said what? And he has, of course, this cute little bow tie. So that is Seymour. That's the third of the 4 porcelain ceramic figures that I got. And the last one, how iconic is this? This is Pitter Pat, of course, Pitter Pat. So Pitter Pat reads, Pitter Pat is a fluffy and devoted kitten. Yes, she is. She and Rose-Petal have an extra special relationship and are rarely seen apart. Nothing gets between a girl and her cat, right? Pitter Pat has saved Rose-Petal from trouble on more than one occasion. Remember from the opening of Rose-Petal Place, the TV special, she saved Rose-Petal from getting smushed by that bird feeder in the opening. So cute. So, as you know, I currently do not have a plush Pitter Pat, loose or boxed, but it's fine. It's gonna come to me someday. But this ceramic figure is so cute. Look at how jubilant her face is, with this like pink blush, rosy nose, tongue, these soft pastel pink ears, a light gray coat of paint around her, and see these like same little paws sitting on this grass sort of like breezeway. And then Pitter Pat is banging on a drum, a light blue and terracotta orange drum. And then Pitter Pat has a heart-shaped locket, and I love the texture of the tail. It's supposed to show you how fluffy this tail is. The only criticism I have about this figure is I wish there were more like lavender undertones in the fur, like the fur, because The plush actually has that soft purple color, which I really love. So that is Pitter Pat. Do we love that? Okay. So along with these 4 figures, I also recently bought a puzzle. You know how I love puzzles. Okay, it's upside down. Look at this, guys. It is a 70-piece puzzle, and it has such a cool visual here. I show it without the glare. It has Elmer, the elm tree, Pitter Pat, all of the flower girls, of course. We have a view of the this looks like a gazebo. Here's Carnation Hall with Rose-Petal singing her song. We have, of course, Tumbles. Who else do we have here? A bunch of the bug ladies, bug people. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Nestina looming large in the corner. Do we have Horace? Yeah, Horace is in the top here, top corner. We have a bird bath that almost tumbled on Rose-Petal in the special. Do we see anyone else? Do we see, oh, there's PD Centipede. So I do not have PD Centipede, the ceramic figure. So if anyone sees it, tap me on the shoulder and let me know. Apparently there's 2 variations. I just want one. There's Seymour blending in. I think he's playing the piano. What a gentleman. So cool. So this is sealed. So I got this for like 25 bucks. Oh, I didn't mention, but all the figures I got for around 30 bucks plus shipping and tax. That's kind of the going rate. This I got for $25 from a thrift store that had an eBay account. But it's sealed, so I can't wait to play another puzzle with you guys. Okay, now I want to show you kind of some custom projects. I decided that I wanted to spruce up my Rose-Petal Place shelves. So what I did is I want to create, I'm almost done, a Nestino castle. Nestina lives in a kind of like, let me show you. She lives in kind of like a mess, like a junkyard in like the dark part of Rose-Petal Place that's like swampy. And I'm building a castle, and I decided to also create some 3-dimensional elements. So look at this. I bought some relatively cheap flowers from the craft store, and I put them on. I made 4 of these. So these are the 2 smaller ones. Look at how beautiful this is. A beautiful pop of color to add to my display case, like behind the figures. There's 4 types of flowers, maybe 5, and these are like the flower foam that you can stick it in. Isn't it cool? Like 3-dimensional art that you can add to add some life to your diorama. Let me show you. This is the smaller ones. Let me show you the big ones here. Gosh, look at how beautiful these look. If you have like an eye for like design, you can like create total custom pieces. And it looks like it's like actually from Rose-Petal Place. It's like perfect. Do we love this? Okay. So I have 2 more things I want to show you. So I'm building Nestina's castle, and I'm creating a more designated space for the Rose-Petal cottage. So I decided to create background paintings. So here is the painting that's going to go behind Nestina's castle. Oh my gosh. So I got this on this mixed media paper. Do we love this? This took forever to illustrate, and then I did water paints. So that's like the effect that is on the main tree in front of Nestina's castle. Everything is very pastel and kind of like 80s retro looking, which I kind of like. But I used a lot of reference photos and just combined like all of them. So as you see, like the fence here demarcates Nestina's land, which is all over here, and then this is like Rose-Petal Place, like the proper, where it's like pretty light green. There's like a fountain, a faucet, and like a main tree. Do we like this? this is where Nestina's castle is going to be propped up, and that's like this little tin can that you enter the castle with, and a bunch of like kind of like reeds and pussy willows that stick up from the swamp. Isn't that cool? Of course, the iconic spider web, because it is Nestina's castle. Okay, so this is the background for Nestina Castle diorama. And the other one, let me get the other one. It's gonna be vertical, so it's hard to show you all of it, but most of it's gonna be covered up by the color cottage, but like let's zoom in on the details. Do we love this? Okay, so this is at the very top. It has the iconic sign, the Rose-Petal Place sign. This took forever to illustrate into like color and with paint. And then I think my favorite part of all this is the fact that the sky has this ombre pink and then like the soft white clouds. And in the back we see the Victorian house where the young girl leaves her flowers, and then there's this archway with flowers, beautiful like sky-high sunflowers. There's two big trees here, including this iconic fish bird bath that toppled on top of Rose-Petal. And there's different colors of hills. And then the very bottom, we see this illustration of some, are these gladiolas or daffodils? I want to say they're gladiolas, but correct me if I'm, lilies? They could be, I want to say they're gladiolas or daffodils. I think gladiolas. And there's like mushroom and pebbles. Isn't that cute? So this is going to be behind the vertical display for the color cottage and where the main dolls are going to be sitting. So, I mean, I haven't painted in like 5 years. Like I picked up watercolors for the first time in 2020, like around April, because it was the pandemic and everything was shut down. So I did tons of puzzles and tons of like watercoloring, and I just like never was formally trained. I just like watched YouTube videos, but it's been 5 years. I picked it up again just to create this diorama. But that's my collection, y'all. What do we think? Do we love these figures? And if anyone sees a Pitter Pat, like the plush, please let me know. Or PD Centipede, because I would love to collect them. But until then, thanks you guys for joining in. This was a super long video, but I wanted to show you some of the Rose-Petal Place stuff that I'm collecting, and we'll talk soon.